Define carbohydrate. It may be defined as the polyhydric alcohols with aldehydes or ketones and their derivatives. Classify carbohydrate: monosaccharides, disaccharides, oligosaccharides, and polysaccharides. So examples are monosaccharides like glucose, disaccharides like maltose, oligosaccharide like maltotriose, and polysaccharide like cellulose, insulin, etc. How are monosaccharides classified? Based on carbon atoms, triose like glyceraldehyde, dihydroxyacetone, tetroses, pentoses, hexoses, and haptoses like gluco, haptose, etc. What do you mean by stereoisomerism or geometric isomers? Compounds that have the same structural formula but differ in spatial configuration are known as stereoisomers. Explain D and L isomerism. When the OH group around the carbon atom adjacent to the terminal primary alcohol carbon atom is on the right of the sugar is a member of D series, where the left is called L. So what is optical isomerism? The presence of asymmetric carbon atoms also confers optical activity on the compound. When a beam of plain polarized light is passed through a solution of an optical isomer, it will be rotated either to the right, dextrorotatory, or to the left, which is called levorotatory. Okay? What do you mean by mutarotation? When an aldohexose is first dissolved in water and the solution is put in optical path so that plain polarized light is passed, the initial optical rotation shown by the sugar gradually changes until a constant fixed rotation of the sugar is reached. This phenomenon of change of rotation is called mutarotation. Now, what are epimers? Isomers formed as a result of interchange of the OH and H on carbon atoms 2, 3, and 4 of glucose are known as epimers. What do you mean by Kileni synthesis? A method of the synthesis of higher monosaccharide from the lower monosaccharide. What does happen on the oxidation of glucose? On mild oxidation, glucose is converted to gluconic acid by the oxidation of aldehyde group. On further oxidation by HNO3, gluconic acid is converted to saccharic acid, and ultimately it is converted to glucuronic acid having the aldehyde group. What happens when galactose is oxidized? Galactose on oxidation with HNO3 produces the dicarboxylic mucic acid. Give the reduction products of glucose, mannose, galactose, and fructose. So, can see here, glucose yields sorbitol, mannose yields mannitol, galactose yields dulcitol, and fructose yields mannitol and sorbitol. Okay. Moving to the next question, discuss the clinical importance of monosaccharides. So there are many. Glyceraldehyde and dihydroxyacetone are the precursors of glycerol, which form different type of lipids. Erythrose in the form of phosphate ester becomes the intermediate of HMP shunt, which is an alternative pathway for glucose. Give example of disaccharides with their sources. Maltose, 2 molecules of glucose. Lactose, 1 molecule of glucose plus 1 molecule galactose. Sucrose, 1 molecule of glucose plus 1 molecule of fructose. What will be the oxidative product of lactose after prolonged boiling with HNO3? So lactose will be hydrolyzed to produce galactose, which on oxidation will produce mucic acid. Why is sucrose a non-reducing sugar? The aldehyde group of glucose is combined with the ketone group of fructose to form the structure of sucrose. Hence, it is the non-reducing sugar. What are sialic acids? They are actually a family of compounds derived from neuraminic acid. They are widely distributed in vertebrate tissues. They are isolated from certain strains of bacteria. N-acetyl neuraminic acid is an example of sialic acid. Moving to the next question. State the clinical importance of disaccharides. Various baby foods contain maltose, which is easily digested, showing nutritional significance. Lactose is synthesized in the mammary gland from galactose. Many organisms which are present in milk convert lactose of milk to lactic acid. Sucrose, if permanently introduced, can change the osmotic condition of the blood. If the disaccharides are not hydrolyzed owing to the deficiency, diarrhea occurs. What are the importance of oligosaccharide? Antibodies and coagulation factors contain oligosaccharides. What do you mean by polysaccharides? Polysaccharides are the polymers of monosaccharides. Classify polysaccharides. Homopolysaccharides, for example, starch, glycogen, heteropolysaccharides, for example, mucopolysaccharides. Later on, I will show you the functions of mucopolysaccharides. Moving to the next, what are the glycoproteins? They are protein polysaccharide compounds occurring in the tissues, particularly in muscle secretions. They do not contain uronic acids. They form viscous solutions which function as lubricant and protective fluid. Now, what are the mucopolysaccharides? They are acidic substances containing uronic acids and N-acetyl amino sugars. Like hyaluronic acid occurs in synovial fluid, vitreous humor, skin and bone, acts as lubricant in the body, the enzyme hyaluronidase in semen. Then chondroitin sulfates and heparin. Heparin present in liver.